Let's talk about domains. Confusion around domain names is a common cause of website or email problems, but understanding them is really quite simple. This is Pete. He runs a website called Pete's Pets. His website is a bunch of programming files, images, and so on. It sits on our server, and Pete pays for this space, which is called web hosting. And this is Pete's domain name. It's like a signpost, directing web traffic to his site. The global domain name system is controlled by the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers. It's called ICANN for short. ICANN allows registries, like Internet New Zealand, to oversee large groups of specific domains, like all .co.nz domain names, for example. And registries, like Internet New Zealand, allow companies such as ours to operate as domain name registrars. As a registrar, we can sell domain names, manage records, renewals, and transfers for individuals like Pete. Now, back to Pete. Pete can't really own the domain outright, rather he leases the use of it. Usually this is done yearly, and if Pete first registered the domain on the 1st of January this year, it will be due again on the 1st of January next year. Our system notifies Pete when his domain is due for renewal 30 days prior, and it will remind him a further 3 times as this date approaches. The renewal only works when payment is received and cleared before the expiry date. But if Pete doesn't take notice of our reminder emails and forgets to pay the renewal invoice, then the domain will expire and becomes inactive immediately. All the services attached to it cease to function. Now, nobody can find Pete's Pets on the internet. Pete's emails no longer work. Oh no! There's a grace period of 30 days for Pete to restore his domain. After that, it becomes available to the public and someone else can purchase it. To restore his domain, all Pete has to do is pay the registration invoice. However, this process can take up to 24 hours before his website and emails will function again. So, remember, domain registrations are separate from website hosting and only work for the exact period of time for which they're registered. Domains only renew upon payment cleared. Credit card payments are instant. Bank transfers are not. Should your domain expire, then anything relying on the domain ceases to function, such as your website and emails. Once an expired domain is renewed, it can take up to 24 hours for it to start working again. You are responsible for your domain, and it's up to you to decide if you wish to renew. Best practice is to take action when you receive a domain expiry email. If you want to keep your domain, simply pay the domain invoice with ample time before expiry.